Now I know I'm late to this discussion. I've been back and forth whether to even make this video, but after seeing all the reactions and the latest news stuff happening, I thought, fuck it, I'm just gonna share my opinion on what I think has been going on with DC recently. If you watched some of my videos on my channel, you'll know that I've said many times I am a Marvel fan. I've been a Marvel fan for like a long time. I will admit I haven't watched a lot of DC. I have watched like all of the Batman films. I've watched some DC movies here and there, you know, Aquaman, Wonder Woman, but I haven't watched a lot. I'll admit that now. But I still kind of wanted to share my opinion on all the news that was going on. So, you know, I guess you can take this as a perspective as someone from the outside watching in. And I'd love to see some of your perspectives if you're a hardcore DC fan, if you're just a casual DC fan, what you guys think about the changes. But anyway, let's get into it. Let's talk about what's happening with DC and how it's going to affect DC in the future. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about, in October, it was announced that James Gunn and Peter Safran would be taking over of DC Studios. So that means that they would be in charge of the movies coming out. Now, there's been a lot of reactions to them being signed on themselves about what they'd be doing, but obviously the big stuff that people have been talking about is their decisions. And let's talk about one of the big decisions that happened recently that has caused a lot of backlash, I guess. So let's just talk about what happened with Henry Cavill. Now, I think everyone was expecting big changes from James Gunn and Peter Safran. I think before this Henry Cavill thing happened, Wonder Woman 3 had already been cancelled. There was already the rumors that Jason Momoa was going to be stepping down as Aquaman and potentially taking up the role of another character. Now, the rumor is that he'd be playing Lobo, which is a dream character for Jason Momoa, and that rumor has been fueled by James Gunn and Jason Momoa themselves. So maybe it's gonna happen, but it looks like we won't be seeing Jason Momoa as Aquaman anymore. So, you know, there were already changes happening. We were seeing stuff happening already, and then this was announced on his Instagram, which I'll show here. You guys can see it as well, which is just going to be the message I read out now. Henry Cavill wrote this: I have just had a meeting with James Gunn and Peter Safran, and it's sad news, everyone. I will, after all, not be returning as Superman. After being told by the studio to announce my return back in October prior to their hire, this news isn't the easiest, but that's life. The changing of the guard is something that happens. I respect that James and Peter have a universe to build. I wish them and all involved with the new universe the best of luck and the happiest of fortunes. For those who have been by my side through the years, we can mourn for a bit, but then we must remember Superman is still around. Everything that he stands for still exists, and the examples he sets for us are still there. My turn to wear the cape has passed, but what Superman stands for never will. It's been a fun ride with you all, onwards and upwards. So yeah, it was a complete shock to find out that Henry Cavill would be stepping down as Superman just months after his return in Black Adam. Spoiler alert. And you know what? I'm gonna go into it in a bit, but I mean, is it really a spoiler when The Rock freaking said it every 2 seconds? But yeah, we'll talk about him in a second, because I do have my opinions about him too. While I am gonna go into my thoughts about James Gunn and Peter Safran's decision to stop using Henry Cavill as Superman. It is a very sad and shit situation. I just feel like like I said, I'm gonna explain why I understand the decision, but you still can't like help but feel bad for Henry Cavill. It always sucks when someone who's clearly passionate about a role can no longer do it. You know, just before he came back as Superman, he had stepped down from a role he cared about as well in The Witcher, which was due to creative differences. It was clear that the writers or something, people behind the scenes of The Witcher, didn't care about the story as much as he did, which is why he stepped down. And he went back to another character that he loved, which was Superman, and now he's no longer be playing Superman. So it is something that I do feel bad about. You know, you can't help but feel bad, and I do hope that he does find a role where he's as passionate as he was for the Witcher or Superman. I know everyone wants to see him in the MCU, but I just want him to be in a role that he's like as passionate about, because that's like the best role. That's the ideal thing you want to see someone do, because that's when they bring the best out. Now, after this message from Henry Cavill, James Gunn did put out a thread on Twitter, which I'm just going to quickly read, which explains his decisions for replacing Henry Cavill. So this is what he had to say. Peter and I have a DC slate ready to go, which we couldn't be more over the moon about. We'll be able to share some exciting information about our first projects at the beginning of the new year. Among those on the slate is Superman. In the initial stages, our story will be focusing on an earlier part of Superman's life, so the character will not be played by Henry Cavill. So that is the reason why Henry Cavill stepped down, is because they were looking for someone maybe younger, because it looks like they're kind of going for like a year one Superman, if that makes sense. Just later say that it's not going to be an origin film, so we're not going to be seeing the origin of Superman again. We're just going to be seeing a younger Superman. But he does go on to say that but we just had a great meeting with Henry and we're big fans, and we talked about a number of exciting possibilities to work together in the future. So clearly they are offering him future roles for DC. I don't know if he is going to accept or not. I mean, you know, that's literally up to him. We can't like decide for him, you know what I mean? We can speculate, but I don't know. To me, I hope he doesn't feel weird that he's going to be in the universe of his favorite character that he played for ages, and now he's not even going to be him anymore. And also hope it doesn't come off weird when we do see Henry Cavill in a DC movie as someone else who's not Superman, which is what I hope is the same feeling if we do see Jason Momoa for Lobo. And in this thread, he actually talks about another one of the Justice League. He talks about Ben Affleck. So here he says, in response to someone saying, could Ben Affleck direct? He says, met with Ben yesterday precisely because he wants to direct and we want him to direct. We just have to find the right project. That means we're not going to be seeing Ben Affleck as Batman anymore either. We are going to see Ben Affleck direct a movie, just not going to be seeing him return as Batman. So at this point, it seems like the whole of the Justice League is probably going to be recast. I think the Flash movie is still going ahead, which still baffles me that wasn't cancelled ages ago. The only thing that is annoying is that I know this, I'm pretty sure this movie is the one where Michael Keaton is returning, and Michael Keaton is one of the best Batmen, easily, hands down. He's so good. I remember those movies are like so fucking good. So, but it just, I know I'm not going to go into it because I don't want to make this video too long, but I'm not going to go into it. But the Flash movie, after all that crap with Ezra Bridger, should have been cancelled. Definitely. The fact that's still going on is kind of weird. I think this movie is going to be a Flashpoint movie, so maybe they're going to use this to end the current universe that they're in and then start this new one that James Gunn and Peter Safran are starting. But I doubt they're going to keep, if they're going to be replacing all of the Justice League, which is what it seems like, I hope they replace Flash as well. But with replacing all these people, it makes me question who else is going to be replaced. Now, it seems like from the rumors that The Rock might be stepping down as Black Adam. There's like rumors that he's been unfollowing the Black Adam pages. He's not been promoting that Black Adam has gone to streaming and stuff. And I'm just going to be straight up. When it was announced there was going to be a Black Adam movie, I was excited because I do know a little bit about the character and I think the character is really sick. But then when I found out he was going to be played by The Rock, my excitement level kind of dropped. I did not have any hope for The Rock to play Black Adam. I'm not going to lie. I just couldn't see The Rock playing Black Adam. I thought it was just going to be The Rock playing The Rock dressed up as Black Adam. I still haven't even seen the movie because I didn't even bother. I didn't want to go watch the movie. I'm not going to lie. I just didn't want to see The Rock and just... And it was the other stuff that he was doing that was bothering me. Like, one, spoiling your own movie by telling everybody that, okay, I've already said it, but you know, another spoiler that Superman was in the credit scene was stupid. I don't know why you would ruin your big surprise. And a lot of people said like the best part of Black Adam was that. And I think some people said the best part of Black Adam was Dr. Fate as well. I've heard a lot about Dr. Fate, but I haven't seen the movie, so I can't really say. And the one thing that really annoyed me was that he was actively avoiding putting Black Adam with Shazam. Black Adam is Shazam's biggest enemy, but he was focusing on Black Adam and Superman. Now, of course, who doesn't want to see Black Adam go toe-to-toe with Superman? Of course, that's a great fight that people would love to see, but why actively try and move away from Shazam when that's like I did not want The Rock to play Black Adam. I did not want him to get too much control of the DC because I didn't have enough faith in him. And anyway, it looks like he's not going to be playing Black Adam anyway, so we'll see what happens. I don't know if he's going to be carrying on as Black Adam. If he does,
we'll see what happens. I don't know if it would make sense now that they showed him going toe to toe with Superman, and well, Henry Cavill's Superman, and now Henry Cavill's not going to be there. So we'll see what happens. And also, like I was talking about, what happens to Shazam? Because Shazam is another movie that's clearly set in that kind of universe. They don't show his face, but they do show Superman in the first Shazam film. And I think there was a Batarang. I think that was like a Batfleck Batarang in the movie as well, if I remember correctly. So I don't know if they're gonna replace him or not. Maybe just bring him to the next universe, because I've heard that Zachary Levi is close friends with James Gunn, so I don't know if James Gunn would replace him. And plus, I think Zachary Levi didn't do a bad job as Shazam anyway. I almost forgot to bring it up, but there is something that James Gunn tweeted that is related to people's speculations about who's getting replaced, who's not, all this stuff. So let me just quickly read it and tell you what James Gunn said himself. So James Gunn put a thread out about the negativity that he's been getting about the decisions that him and Peter Safran have been making for DC. And the person replied and said, "Who knows if it's true, but recasting all of the main DCEU characters but keeping some will be interesting. How Peacemaker and the Suicide Squad characters / actors live on, but the others don't, particularly when they have all interacted together." So James Gunn responded to this saying, "I keep seeing posts with untrue theory. We're not recasting everyone except the Suicide Squad." Now that could mean two things. Now this could mean that no, not everyone is getting recast. There's some people are going to stay. Some of the Suicide was like, maybe we'll keep getting Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn, and we'll also get Shazam, but there will be other people that change. Like I said, I think the main Justice League are all going to be different. Or it could just mean that even the Suicide Squad are going. We'll see a new Harley Quinn, a new Peacemaker, all these Suicide Squad characters. Literally the whole DCU is just restarted. Maybe that's what he means, but it's obvious that he clearly said it in a way that it's not clear to us. So we just have to wait, or we can just keep speculating like we always do. And if I'm gonna be completely honest, because I do want to wrap this video up, I don't see these changes as a bad thing. I understand that people will be frustrated with these changes. Obviously seeing actors like Henry Cavill step down is annoying, and it is sad to see your favorite actors like step down as your favorite characters, but it was clear that the DC cinematic universe was in a place that just couldn't be saved. I mean, I know it's just one example, but look at what happened with Batgirl. Like, they filmed the whole film and it just all got cancelled because they were just like, no, we cannot do this. They lost money from it. It was really bad. I remember hearing it was really bad. I know there are those like Snyder fans that are like crazy on the Snyderverse, bring back Snyderverse, but look at the effects, like look at those movies, the Batman vs Superman, the Justice League movie. They didn't do that well, did they? I don't think they did. Anything I'm saying wrong, please let me know down below, but from what I remember, they did not do that good. I've heard that Black Adam box office wise didn't do that good. Like I'm sure I heard they didn't make a lot of profit from that movie, so even the latest movie didn't do that well. So it's clear they do need to make a fresh start. They need to restart, and it's always going to be an issue. Everyone always complains when someone new takes on a role that has been made famous by so many people. Robert Pattinson got so much crap, so did Joaquin Phoenix, so did Heath Ledger, and I know these are just some big examples, but it happens all the time. Everybody who takes on a role that has played masterfully before will of course get a lot of hate. But what we need to do is just give them a chance. Like, just, it is not the actor's fault that they're getting recast, okay? Now, what I'm saying to you is, I'm not telling you to expect a masterclass. I'm not saying that every cast is going to be the most amazing thing, 10 out of 10. I'm just saying be optimistic. Give this new stuff a chance. Just wait and just see what happens, because I think this could be a positive change for the DC. I think we could finally start seeing DC start picking up, because that's what everybody's waiting for. The fact that DC has some of the most iconic superheroes ever, like the top 3 superheroes. One of them is of course Spider-Man, but the other two are Batman and Superman. So DC has some of the most iconic characters. Even the whole Justice League is so iconic, but they've failed to bring to life things that so many people have successfully done, you know what I mean? And I think that this restart could be good, but all I want to say is be optimistic. Do give this restart a chance, but all I'm saying is do not expect the best of the best, because expecting too high will just lead to disappointment always. So that's just the thing. That's what I've got to say, is just be optimistic, give it a chance, don't expect too much, and we'll see what happens. I honestly am looking forward to seeing what happens for DC. I want to see characters that I haven't seen on the big screen yet. I want to see Nightwing. How have we not got a movie with Nightwing in it yet? Like, come on. I want to see a Justice League movie that reminds me of the Justice League cartoons that I used to watch when I was growing up. I do want to see DC get better with their movies. I hope this is the start of that. I hope this is the start of a better universe, better movies from DC. Now, of course, obviously, I'm not saying all DC movies are crap. I mean, the Batman film that came out recently was freaking so good, and James Gunn, I think he did say that they're keeping that universe like separate. They're going to keep that going as well. They're not even going to touch it, because I mean, why would you even need to bother with that when it was so successful? But I am excited to see if they do bring a new Batman for the new DCU, and I'm excited to see when they do it. Are they going to do like a year one, or are they going to start a little bit later? How old are they going to get it? Because if they're going to get a Superman who's not doing an origin story, but not Henry Cavill Superman, they're gonna probably try aim for someone younger for Batman, I'm guessing. But I don't know. Well, I guess we'll see. I'm sorry for rambling on. I just wanted to share my opinion as an outsider's perspective into this. Like I said, just remain optimistic. I don't think it will be too bad. Let's just hope they actually are successful in what they're planning. But yeah, let me know what you guys thought about my opinions. I would love to hear what your opinions are about these changes. If you hate it, if you don't like them, if you like them, whatever you think, let me know down below. If you like this video, let me give this video a like, subscribe if you want to see more content like this. I will see you guys next time. Bye everybody.